take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
And good evening, everybody, from Fort Loramie, Ohio. We're out here taking a look at Lake Loramie. It is just about sundown here, and we're going to go off to the southwest and go take a look at this larger part of the lake first. Then we're going to swing back around and head up towards the northeast. I went up to 288 feet in altitude and just stopped there. And we're already cruising at a good clip. I have it in normal mode. Looks like we're going at about 17 miles per hour right now. Air Map in its pre-flight briefing said the winds were at about 5 miles per hour tonight. The winds were going almost due east. Looks like as I'm changing directions and not flying straight into the winds now that we're picking up some speed. Closing in on about 25 miles per hour right now. We're headed on over to the public beach part of Lake Loramie and the campground, which is back behind this beach in this little area. This is a Friday I'm flying at right now, and when I was driving in, it looks like the campground was packed with people already coming out and beginning their weekend. And we're beginning to come near the campground right now. Swing right over this part and then head back out over the water. And as you can see below, there are a lot of campers and a lot of tents already out. It's going to be a great weekend for being outdoors here in Ohio. Weather forecast is saying it's going to be sunny and in the 70s and 80s all week. We're going to swing around. We'll follow this waterway here. And we'll swing back up and take a little look at the new spillway that they just reconstructed here a few years ago. And down a little more, look at that footbridge. And we'll turn to our right, head up this waterway here. And over this little wooded area. Looks like we got a boat out right there. And a couple of kayakers right there on the right. We'll turn, fly up over this way. We are at about 5,000 feet, excuse me, in distance away right now. There's another little footbridge down there. And we'll keep going over. Looks like we're good to go over this bridge here. No cars coming. And that, in the top center portion of our frame, is the new spillway, or newer, I should say, that was reconstructed just a few years ago. We'll keep going over this waterway, then we'll head back out over the lake, and we'll head off to our northeast. As we go over this bridge here and we turn to the right up ahead, we should get a very nice look at Lake Loramie, as the sun should be about 10 or so minutes away from being all the way down. I'll pan up a little. And there you can see the sun off on the top left. Almost down. Now we'll hang a right and head northeast. You can see a few boats out, taking advantage of this great weather on a Friday night. This lake in the area that it is made up of was originally just a small creek called Loramie Creek. And when they were constructing the canal system, the Miami-Erie Canal system through this area, they built all around the creek and created this lake to serve as a reservoir for the canal system. So it was all hand dug. I believe they did it in the 1840s. And it's not a very deep lake at all. I believe the maximum depth is only a little over 6 foot. And as you can see, as we head up this way, the area that we're headed to, it almost really just looks like a bigger river up that way. After the railroads got big, I believe this lake was just kind of neglected and not paid too much attention to. The locals that lived around here, I think, did some recreation stuff on the lake. But that picked up as the years went on. More and more people started coming to the area. And eventually the state park system took this over, I believe back in the 1950s. And it's been used increasingly ever since then, as they've built up all sorts of stuff around here, including the campgrounds and all the boat docks. Put restaurants and other different things on the different islands. Looks like battery-wise we're at about 65%, so we should be good to make our way up a little ways before we have to turn around. Been out here 4 or 5 times flying this Mavic Air 2. This has been a nice training grounds for me. Passing over that boat now. I was just out here the other day and was originally intending to make this video then. And I did make a video, but I went a little too far up before turning around. I turned it around at about 53%, I think. And there were stronger winds that day, 14 miles per hour, and I barely made it back. So I'm going to be double sure not to neglect checking the battery levels tonight as we head up this way. I did make it back. Had hardly any time to spare at all. It was 3% battery when I landed. There over on the right, the area we just passed, there is some residential buildup. And a little bit over on our left, too. The other day when I was here, there was a blue heron right nearby when I took off, and as soon as the drone took off, that thing flew out of here in a hurry. Those herons are pretty skittish around this part of Ohio, and I think a good part of the north. Honestly, I was surprised it didn't move as soon as I walked close to where I was taking off from. We're about 7,000 feet away and 59% battery. I'm gonna look down at this little boat here as we begin to turn around and head back. It looks like someone's getting ready to build a house right there. Be a nice lakeside property for whoever's doing that. Looks like we got a little bit of signal breakup as we were turning around. That cleared up now. We'll pan up and get a look at the sky as we fly on back. Very pretty. So we are at about 7,000 feet away and decreasing as we head back to our home point. There's this boat again. We flew over a little while ago on our way northeast. You can see some big houses there off to the right. Just got a manned aircraft warning. That is a nice feature that they have put on the DJI Mavic Air 2. Descended in altitude a little bit, even though I'm well below 400 feet and shouldn't have any worry about any aircraft being this low. That is a nice feature. I know it's mandated by the FAA to have the system on to warn aircraft of drones, but from reading, DJI has also done the opposite and ensured that all drone operators are alerted when manned aircraft are in the area too. Nice feature on a drone that's packed full of them. We got out here on our right, a couple of boats, I think, maybe parked under that tree fishing. It's a little harder to tell just on a regular phone screen. Obviously you all watching and myself watching when I'm back looking at this on a computer, be able to make out a lot more. Yeah, definitely a lot of boat traffic out on this Friday. Got a nice reflection in the lake right now as the sun is going down. We're at about 3,800 feet away and decreasing. Not going to have any problems battery-wise tonight. We're only at about 46%. Pan up a little bit. Really get a look at that sky. We're going to be going a little bit off to the right as we come back to where I took off from. Turn a little more that way, and as we really come back close here, we should get a very good view of the sky a little after sunset. And it looks like just a little sliver of the sun is still peeking up over the horizon. And that is Minster off there to the northwest where the sun is setting. And we're just about back from where I took off from. I'm gonna slow down a bit and start descending. I turned on the bottom LCD light. That really helped me pick it out of the sky. That's another feature I'm happy that they put on this. Go forward just a little as we continue descending. It's a little challenging, the area I took off from on the shore. You can see me standing there where there's some trees around. So we'll bring it in nice and slow. And that should be just about good enough for me to take over flying line of sight. I'm going to back it up here the rest of the way after descending a little bit. And we'll do a hand catch.
Landing.
And there we come for a nice safe landing with 32% battery tonight, so just 29% more than the other night. It's a little, that's more the way to do it. Well, thanks again everyone for watching. I'm going to have some more videos of other lakes around here if you're interested. You can subscribe and you'll get notified if you hit that bell button when I post them. Thanks again for watching.